Nothing like a little strangulation to get the circulation going. Child's Play 3 stars Justin Whalen, Perry Reeves, and is directed by Jack Bender. So what's up, guys? We are back to the Child's Play 3 reviews. I'm kind of excited. Are you excited? So before we get into this review, I just did an episode of Dum Dums Watches, and I said I was going to give shout outs to everybody, and by the time I finished the video, I missed a few of those, and I just wanted to give them real quick. Got to give a shout out to PJ Campbell, Blu-ray Junkies, D-Rex2331, Horgal Susan, and Gemini Movie Guy. But in Child's Play 3, it actually picks up right where Child's Play 2 left off. It begins in the factory that we saw at the end of Child's Play 2. And one thing you realize from this is they always will find a way to bring Chucky back. And I guess that goes with any slasher killer. They're gonna find a way to bring him back, and they're gonna take care of that inside of a minute. Right away you realize, oh, the blood can go down into the chute, and then they can make a new doll, and boom, we got a new Chucky. And so the Good Guys Company, they figure there is still money to be made. The scandal with Andy is old news, and it's been a few years now, so let's go ahead and keep making money. And the opening scene is really funny because Chucky, he's at the CEO's house, and the CEO, he has all these toys, and there's just a lot of fun to be had in that because Chucky has all these fun little weapons at his disposal. And the big reason I mention this scene is because this is where we get the iconic line,
"Don't fuck with the Chuck."
Meanwhile, Andy is sent to a military boarding school or a military training facility, and Chucky is after Andy. I guess there's, some bad blood there. And once Chucky gets to the school, he wants to find a new soul to take, a new victim. And that is in the form of Tyler, who isn't nearly as good an actor as Andy was. And that's one of my biggest problems with the movie, but we'll get to that. But for the rest of Child's Play 3, Chucky does what Chucky does best. He's Chucky. And he does a lot of killing, there's a lot of blood, and he's funny as hell along the way.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now, I've heard bad things about the Child's Play movies after the first two, and I've never seen any of the movies after the first two. And this one I was really curious about because there are some that love it and there are some that hate it. It's kind of split right down the middle. That's kind of where I fall in this. I'm kind of right down the middle. I can enjoy it, but it's nowhere near as good as the first two. But the saving grace of it is Chucky, Brad Dourif. He brings his A game every time he takes on this role, at least every time I've seen him so far. And this movie probably has the most one-liners out of the 3 Chucky movies that I've seen so far. And most of them hit pretty good. There are a few cheesy ones, but for the most part, I did get a laugh every time Chucky opened his mouth.
Man, I really gotta get out of this body.
But most of his dialogue really is one-liners. Plus, it was nice to see some horror familiars in this, like Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser, and then Matthew Walker, who played Spitz from Halloween 5. I'd never thought I'd see that guy again in anything. And real quick, one of my favorite scenes that I thought was just hilarious was when the girls put lipstick on Chucky, and Chucky said, "This means war." That was so Chucky. That was a great Chucky moment. Now, really, what saves this movie for me is the last act, because it takes place in this amusement park, and it kind of reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, where a lot of that movie was actually filmed in an amusement park. The setting was so cool looking, so interesting. It was lit very well. And I always like horror movies that throw in an amusement park or something like that in the mix. It just makes it fun. I like skeletons in my horror movies, I guess. Now let's get into the cons of Child's Play 3. My first one is definitely the acting, which takes a quantum leap down in this entry. Most of the actors in this movie, they're kind of collecting a check. They know what they're doing. This isn't Shakespeare. And also, I like Chucky in a home environment, not as much in a military school environment. There was just something about that kind of took me out of it. At least it didn't make it as entertaining. I mean, there were moments here and there that were fun, but overall, like I said, I would have preferred him in a home environment. But my biggest problem really is when you take a step back and you look at the movie as a whole, it just doesn't feel as well put together as the first 2 movies. Chucky is great when you have an awesome Chucky, but you also have awesome side characters. And the awesome side characters weren't there as much in this one. as Chucky was. So Chucky really just didn't have that backing like he does in those first two movies. But overall, guys, if you're a Chucky fan, you're gonna have a good time with this movie, so I'll definitely give it a humdrum. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on Child's Play 3? Looking forward to hearing them. Also, make sure you jump on over to Killer Flicks, become a member, where we talk horror all day, every day. And on Friday, we do Free For All Fridays. If you look down below, you can see all my social media links. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that subscribe button. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day, and Drum Dome out.